Welcome back to How to Photoshop. Today we'll be talking about actions and how to get a lot of them. The first tutorial was a bit of a joke, so I'm sorry, let's get down to serious business. The first thing you need to know about actions is that it records your movements, your actions, in Photoshop so that you can apply them to later images with just a click of a button. Just a click. That's it. So I'm using Photoshop CS6 on my MacBook Pro. If you're using Windows, that's fine. If you're using something else, I don't know what universe you live in. And let's get started. Let's first choose an image to play with. Let's do... Oh look, there's me and my girlfriend walking down the streets that her sister took. A few days ago, actually. Beautiful. Aren't our legs just in the back of our heads just lovely? Now to find your actions, you go to Window and Actions. Simple enough, right? There's also a bar to the right where you can find the play button, which houses the windows of History and Actions. As you can see, Photoshop already has the default actions that you can apply to your images. We're not going to mess with any of those because we're going to create our own. Down here at the very bottom, you'll find other buttons. The trash button, which obviously deletes certain actions. Be careful. Then you'll find a new layer button, which is a new action button. You can create a new action there. And you can create a new folder, or as they say, a new set. Then there's your play button, your record button, and your stop button. We'll go over those in just a minute. Let's first create our own. Let's create our own set. Okay, I'm gonna call this Kyle's Crap. Yeah, it's fitting. And under that, we're gonna create a new action. The action is also gonna be called Kyle's Crap. Oh, but this is gonna be 01 because it's gonna be a series. All right, so record. As you can see down here, the record button is on. We are recording our movements. Let's start with something simple. Let's start with image, adjustments, exposure. Let's mess with that exposure, make it look really awesome. Yeah, let's try doing curves. Great. Now these are all adjustments that I'm doing right now. I'm not using the brush. I'm not using any other custom healing tool or anything. So, because when you record all of your actions, it records the placement of the brush on the image, and if you're just editing colors, it's not really something you want to record, because then later on, if you have an image that's either bigger or a different resolution or different, you know, portrait or landscape or whatever, then it's gonna fix the wrong space, and every picture is different. So why would you even put that in there? Anyway, we'll do one more adjustment. We're just gonna do. Oh, let's work on the vibrance here. Alright, we'll see a difference there a little bit, yeah. Bring up the saturation just a tad. And then we'll do some brightness contrast. Brightness. Here. Oh, there we are, yeah. That's very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now, that's that. That's, you know, I've fixed up just a rough understanding of the color correction of this image. Let's go into something a little more complicated. Let's crop this thing. Let's crop this baby. Let's do a square. Simple enough, right? Because we're in the center of the image. Perfect. Well, press enter. Congratulations, it's a square. But what about a frame? Let's do a frame. Let's double click on our layer here, and let's unlock it by naming it me and my girl. Awesome. Now we're going to double click again, go into its properties, and we're going to do a stroke. Not the heart attack stroke, okay? That's a little intense. we're going to do inside so that we can see them inside the picture, and make it about 20. That's a good little piece right there. We'll keep it black. Black is cool. I like black. That looks like a good Instagram picture right there. Alright. Once we're done, we'll go down to the bottom here of the actions window and press stop. And that's it. We've created our own action. Now, the trick is going back and applying that to another image. So let's find another image. Let's do something weird like these guys. Alright, so this is basically the same exposure, same sort of settings as the last picture. It's also from a phone camera that I took while we took a field trip from school to the LACMA museum, or just LACMA. Yeah. So now, to apply the action onto this image, we're going to select the image, go up to the action name, which is Kyle's Crap number 1, and simply press play. Bam! Holy cow! That is really small. I guess the crop made it crop really, really tiny. The resolutions are clearly very, very different. What we're going to do here is go back into our open and just unselect that crop tool, that crop action. So you get these two red check marks next to your folder in your action, letting you know that the action isn't complete or whatever. And we'll hit play. Ah, a little better, right? A little better. So, you get the same effect, the same frame, pixel, size and everything, and then we can go in and just crop it ourselves by doing the crop tool and doing there. And there we have it. The important thing to know, though, is there are adjustment layers. You can either use the adjustments straight to the image, like what we just did, or you can create other layers on top of your original picture so that you can go back and tweak it a little bit and change it a little bit, as opposed to going back through the history. Because once you close the program and then open up the program again with that image, you lose that history, and it's a hassle trying to get back to something else that your third party, that the the bride and the groom want this one picture of, they still want the tree in the background that you took out, and everything's black and white, and now you have to go back into the picture and put that tree back in there and still keep it black and white, and it's such a hassle when it's all on one picture. So layers do help when you're working with other people, when you're working with clients. However, if they're your own pictures and you're dealing with them the way you want to deal with them, feel free to do whatever the crap you want. So yeah, that is actions in a nutshell. Pardon the clicking, but I'm using my iHome Bluetooth wireless mouse because I can't do this all on the trackpad. I will see you in the next tutorial where we're going to be talking about how to collage.